I see dead people. I don't know why he keeps bringing up Haley Joel Osment.
Mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman.
Turn me down just a little bit.
Walking down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit.
Yo. Welcome back to Truth Podcast, man. This is a special, like VSOP, man, edition, man. We are going to dissect everything Drake and Kendrick Lamar. My name is Bell. I'm here with my brother Miguel Rockwell. I'm here with my guy, the coffee connoisseur, Phil. Brianna's in the background, man. Shout out to her. She's eating 2 pizzas, a brew, and a cigar all at one time, man. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Justin, man. We see you. Shout out to all the beautiful ladies out there. Always for the ladies, man. Go ahead and cut that off a little bit for me, man. And I'm going to go ahead and dive into all things our weekend before we talk about this crazy beef.
Yeah. So catch us up. You guys took off and got out of town for the weekend.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh, well. You know, it was nice. It was,
You went to Arizona.
Went to Arizona.
Yeah.
I think it was a little timely. It was the 4 guys from 6th Ave, you know, opened this space up, I think May 3rd, 2021 here. So it was a nice, like culmination of all right, there's still a lot to do, but you can't not look back in the rear view and be like, yo, let's talk about the future, but let's celebrate the past a little bit, you know?
So it was the 2024 AF Summit meeting of the minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's kind of midway, just decompress.
Yeah.
Kind of like just reflect on the last 5 months. How do we feel? Some of our strong moments, some of our not so strong moments.
Mm-hmm.
How do we continue to propel ourselves in the right direction? Things we can learn from, new roles, new expectations. How do we forecast the rest of this year looking like? And not just speaking in broad terms, but like week by week, month by month, short goal by goal until we cross the finish line, which is the end of December, man. That was kind of like the first half of the trip, really focusing there and doing it with some great weather, beautiful Airbnb in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was fun. We had a really good time. Food was great. People were great. The weather was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So just to be clear, are the 4 of you guys kind of like the leads here? Is that?
No.
Or, I just didn't understand. I guess I don't really understand who's in what positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would
know if
say
that's interesting to even talk about on the pod, but I just was curious.
Yeah, no, I would say Phil, Tyler, and Trevor kind of all own big ticket items when it comes to the training portion of our business.
Gotcha.
From an operational standpoint, and it was important to just kind of get them all in a room for a weekend. And I want to give a huge shout out to all of their partners, significant others, for allowing them to be gone for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's big of them, man. So
Especially the moms.
the moms for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came home and she was like, "Here are the kids.
I'm done. I'll see you in a couple of days."
Which I didn't understand, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Bella's still kind of sick, right?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm sick as much as I just have allergies are crazy.
No, Bella.
Bella is sick.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
They
about.
gave her the booster. Well, we authorized on the booster.
Okay.
And the next day she...
Oh, that made her a little sick.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
So I'm going to blame Dr. Fauci. But no, man, all in all, man, Arizona was amazing.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I was born in Phoenix.
I did know that.
So I'd been there for 12 years. And these guys were like, "You've never been to Old Town? Old Town?" I was like, "What is Old Town?"
What is Old Town?
And so I'll let Phil kind of take this one because I think he gives a great explanation of what Old Town is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Old Town is you're driving in Scottsdale.
How far is Scottsdale from Phoenix?
That's like Bellevue is how I describe it.
Oh, it's really that close?
Everything is close.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that close. Okay.
Yeah, so
bad.
it's like it's kind of like you're driving in Bellevue and there's like strip malls and maybe like a small restaurant. And then you turn a corner and you like walk under some construction equipment because they're like building in that area. And all of a sudden you're in Vegas. They just have a 4 square block that is just Vegas. It's like to the point where I went one time and my homies were like, we're at Lovers and Friends, come meet us. And I was like, what makes you think I'm in Vegas? And I watched one of my stores. I was like, oh, this does look like I'm in Vegas. But it's so quiet. Like even when we got dropped off in an Uber, I think Belle was like, is this the right spot? I was like, yeah. Once we get down there, then it gets crazy. And you come around a corner and it is the brightest, loudest thing ever.
It's like the buildings are big like that, or it's just a lot of lights and
it's just a lot of lights and a lot of long clubs because they're all, even at night, the pools are closed, but they're all like clubs that have pools in the back for the daytime.
Got you, for day parties.
So they're like very large buildings, and you know it's all indoor, outdoor, like all the restaurants and stuff. There's garage doors everywhere, so everything's kind of in, kind of out.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that was a vibe. I enjoyed myself, man. The food was great. Like I said, we went to a couple different restaurants. We ran up to Tab. A lot of good drinks. So yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Nice. Sounds like
What
a fun
about you,
weekend.
Mike?
Man, I had the usual, bro.
The usual.
DJ gigs.
DJ
Had
gigs.
a prom on Saturday.
Shout out to Sass.
Sass's prom. Phil's alma mater.
How was that?
And it got kind of turned.
Get the fuck out of here.
And they did, actually. They got kind of turned up.
Everybody was 4 feet apart from their partner.
No, not at all. They were definitely kicking it.
It wasn't like my prom, I'll tell you that much.
What was your prom?
Turned up.
Oh, okay.
Turned up. Doing wild shit.
Yeah. Well, are we getting to it or what?
Hey man,
Come on, man.
you
Lead
tell
lead
us
to the
'cause-
promised line, man. You the music tastemaker,
Oh,
man.
I'm the guy? Okay.
Because
Come
I'm
on.
gonna tell you, we went out Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I had never seen anything as crazy as when Not Like Us came on. Because you got to have some real reach to make a club go crazy with a song that came out 30 minutes ago.
Right.
Like, how did anyone even hear it enough to be that excited? But it went.
Right.
It went crazy.
Yeah, I literally was on the way to DJ that prom and got a text from a group chat that was like, yo, Kendrick just dropped another one. So I'm listening to it in the car on the way to the prom. And I was like, I'm not going to even try to play it at the prom. Nobody's even, they're at dinner for prom. They didn't even hear the shit. So like, they're not going to know what's going on. But anyway.
So before you lead, I just want to make sure, let's not start at the most recent.
That's what I
Let's
was going to
start-
say too. Yeah.
Let's start even
chronologically.
Go ahead. So go ahead and do your thing.
Energy, everyone. Y'all are half asleep.
I'm definitely not half asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, run it back. Go to the beginning.
Yeah. So basically it started with, are we going to say first person shooter is kind of the,
I'm going to call that the
most
stop.
recent.
the genesis?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep.
That's a
Right?
I
start.
agree.
And so Kendrick, they mentioned, J. Cole mentioned the big three was Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. Correct?
Yep.
And then Kendrick felt some kind of way, apparently.
But he also it was like a backhanded compliment because he said he was the top. There was them as the big three.
Yeah.
And then the Spider-Man meme was just me and Drake looking right. It was just Drake and I.
See,
And
I
so
didn't
it's a
take that
backhand.
as,
To
I didn't
me-
take that as that, but I feel what you're saying. I know people have said that.
And I think Drake made mention of like the big steps, or Kendrick or J. Cole made mention of the steppers, alluding to.
Oh, in that song?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
see,
it
I
felt
didn't-
like there was more subs than were
Sure.
necessarily taken.
Sure, absolutely.
But nothing was direct. Nothing was like, it didn't seem like it was fully
It was
just
direct.
shots.
It
but-
was direct.
I would say here's why it wasn't direct. No one was talking about it being a shot until like that. People
Really?
weren't talking about first person shooter
I
being a
didn't hear
shot
about
at
it. I
Kendrick
didn't hear about it being that. Yeah. Did
until
you?
like that.
Or you just thought it was?
I did.
You took
I
it
did.
that way.
I did.
Okay.
Well, because if we're gonna have this like dialogue and conversation, this dates back to like 2012, right? These guys
Sure.
have been going back and forth at each other for some time, and this was the first time that like, and now we know that they wanted Kendrick on the goddamn song.
Yeah.
And he declined it. And to me, it's
On first person shooter?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
Did they say that?
confirmed it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And he was like, "Nah, bro, fuck that. We
was
got
like,
some
"Fuck Drake."
business to handle before I jump on any fucking record with you."
Okay.
Right?
Do we
So,
know even what that happened? What
I
happened?
just don't think Kendrick likes Drake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's what-
genuinely
he said he
don't
did.
think because that's what he says. Like I
Said, "I hate
the way
everything
you
about you."
walk,
Yeah.
the way
Everything.
you talk.
Yeah.
He just does not like Drake.
Yeah, I see
Right?
it.
So there's that. So
He thinks
first,
he's a fraud. I think that's what it is, right?
I don't.
He just doesn't like the way that he moves. He doesn't like his vibe. He thinks that he's not really of the culture. And these are things supposedly that Kendrick takes very seriously and is very much about, right?
Feels fair.
That's a fair
Does
assessment.
that say okay? yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Bree's over there shaking her head.
I feel like that's fair to say that he feels that way.
right. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
But I think that with all of this happening,
Yeah.
I think that like a lot of hip hop heads that have worked with Drake
Yeah.
are all starting to feel this way. Which begs the question, why? Why do like we're talking about guys like Rick Ross, we're talking about all these different artists that either don't have something nice to say or they just are like, yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
All right.
Right?
Well, before we get too far ahead, I'm gonna give a breakdown of what happened.
Yeah.
Because to us, we done run this back 7 times.
Sure.
But this just happened on Friday. So some people were like, wait, what are you talking about?
Okay. So catch it up. The next step.
So
after
first person shooter
Yes.
comes out.
Yep.
What was it, like a month ago? Future drops a album
Yep.
with a song on it that is hard.
Yep. Like that.
And like that. And Kendrick's got a 45-second verse on it where he's just like, essentially, the takeaway is, I don't fuck with y'all. Fuck the big three.
yeah.
It's just me.
It's just me.
He no subs. It was very direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No subliminals.
Fuck the big three is very direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
But
my
it wasn't
opinion.
just the big three. It was burning tattoos off your face, dogs, double, triple entendre.
Yeah, you're right. He
Right,
threw some
right.
other stuff.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
He directed it at Jermaine and at Drake.
But it was more like it was like at them together and then at Drake.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of single shots at J. Cole.
No.
I could.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So then following that, J. Cole comes out
Yes.
with 7-minute drill on a EP.
Hold on. I don't want to talk about Jermaine.
No, but we have to talk about it.
We're not talking about Jermaine.
We have
you
to.
have to-
I cannot acknowledge a nigga that's going to apologize.
You have to. That's
Nah.
what, you have to. address it.
I'm glad he removed that shit from his album.
But bro-
Because he didn't. You could listen to him and know he didn't even want to fucking make this song.
But we've never seen that before.
Bullshit, man.
He dropped a response.
It's still part of the chronology of the shit. Just to mention it
It's
at
the
least.
I would be
funniest
fine
shit.
with him just Men in Black just flash that moment.
He dropped a song, and then what was it like a day later?
It was called 7-minute drill, but it was 2 minutes.
But it was 2
wasn't
minutes.
7
Yeah, it
minutes.
wasn't.
Which was also weird. I don't give a fuck if you give yourself 7 minutes to that's like a fucking military exercise that you
Right,
guys do
right,
to
right.
make a song.
Yeah.
When I hear 7-minute drill is the title of
want
your
it to be
song,
called-
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
want it to be 7
everybody
minutes.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
J. Cole's about to talk for 7 minutes.
And
Exactly.
even funnier, a point that I was actually thinking about making is these other guys is coming out with a bunch of like 6-minute songs.
Yeah.
Real
Real 7-minute
They actually
songs.
came out with them long ass songs. He didn't. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
So go ahead. So J. Cole came
J. Cole
out.
came out, and then what was it like a day later?
It was like a day later at Dreamville Fest.
Yeah.
He goes on stage, apologizes for doing it.
And realizes it wasn't him. He didn't want to do it. He didn't
said
feel
that
good
it
about
didn't
it.
feel good with his soul, and so
Yep.
he removed it like 2 days later. So it existed for 3 days
Yeah.
on streaming.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now we get to the good shit.
That's fine. Yeah. I have feelings about that are probably different than Bell's, but we're not even going to get into that right now. Let's just talk about Kendrick and Drake.
Sure.
Okay.
No, let's get into it.
No, it's not that big of a deal, and it's whatever. It doesn't
No,
really matter.
let's do it. Let's do
Well,
it.
no. I'm glad that he did that for him, and I feel like if that's how he really felt, that's what he should have done.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
doesn't
gonna
feel
argue
like
that.
it was like the best part of the beef or the battle. It's if you're trying to be the battle guy, but he's like, fuck it, I don't want to be the battle guy, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
It's a funny footnote to me. Like it's an asterisk, and then you
Sure.
read at the bottom, "What the fuck he did?" Fuck.
The hip hop enthusiast in me wants
of course,
the beef, right?
Yes.
Because that's just what we were all brought up on.
Right.
Right? But if his overall mental health and wellness were truly compromised,
Of course.
you got to do what's best for it.
Exactly.
But I'm still,
Yeah.
I'm doing the Boys in the Hood with what's his name?
J. Cole?
No.
Oh,
what's
you're
the
talking
dude?
about
Boys in the Hood,
What's the boy's name? Boys in the Hood, man.
Ricky.
Cuba Gooding Jr. I was punching the shit out of the air when he apologized. Why? Because to me, J. J. Cole is that. He's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's that.
Trey. That was his name, Trey. My bad. Go ahead.
I was utterly disappointed, and he used the you can't argue it if your mental health is compromised. But now he's got a bunch of artists that are on his helmet
What?
For what?
for apologizing. So a bunch of artists in hip hop are clowning his ass.
Oh, yeah.
But he's gonna take these jokes.
He's gonna
That's,
get that,
That's
yeah.
just part of
Fuck
what
that.
it
I
was.
don't like seeing my favorite hero go through that.
Yeah. Because you really fucked with him.
I fuck with him.
Yeah.
I fuck with him so much that I went through and we'll get back to the to the Kendrick and
KenDrake.
Drake, huh?
KenDrake.
KenDrake.
That's
Yeah,
not
we'll get back to
KenDrake.
that. But the thing that's crazy is I fuck with Jermaine so heavy that I was like, there's no way in hell. And I found myself on a 6-hour rabbit hole on Reddit.
Of what?
Come to find out, Reddit is telling me this is all conspired around J. Cole and his potential last album, which is The Fall Off, where he's gonna make everyone feel like he's falling off, and he's gonna drop the last album. He's gonna blow everybody's socks off their feet, and he's gonna retire.
Oh, so this is he planned this as a conspiracy.
This is a part of his whole rollout for his album.
That whole EP he just
The
dropped.
Fallout. No. The whole like apologizing, the EP, the
Okay.
deleting after
Reddit-
whatever.
Reddit is crazy.
Reddit was like, hey, this is all
Reddit. It's crazy.
This is all a part of Jermaine's marketing strategy.
If he's that smart, he's a savage for that one.
That is crazy. And
Yeah.
what if he does come back and he just annihilates everyone?
Hey, he's still never gonna get the cred for being that guy after what he did. You know that.
No, if you come back and you
No, he could be popular.
No,
He can
no.
have
If you
hits.
come back and you beat both of them in a battle,
But he's never gonna beat them in a battle though.
you don't know that.
Like in a this type of
Yeah,
battle.
you don't know that.
I think that he's also very helped out by what's going on.
Jermaine does with where he's a gymnast when it comes to the words, boy.
I feel you. But I
You
just
ain't-
don't
you
think
ain't- you
that
ain't gonna
after
play
what he
with
did.
Jermaine.
I don't think after what he did, he's gonna
You
do
got
that
me
again.
defending Jermaine after he fucking apologized, but don't. Hey, I'm telling you, Jermaine is that guy. But all right, anyways, man.
Anyway, yeah.
Past that,
Yes.
okay. So once
After that happened,
After
then-
that, so that was on We Don't Trust You. But then 2 weeks later, we get We Still Don't Trust You. And you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
bunch of ancillary dudes ganging up on Drake, which I kind of feel like is unfair to Kendrick because Kendrick came by himself and then a bunch of dudes jumped in and made it look like Kendrick was part of a team up when I don't think he was personally.
right.
But it was like The Weeknd. Who else hopped
Oh
on
yeah,
there?
that's right.
But it goes back to my point.
Yeah, it
there are a
does.
lot of artists
Sure.
that are unhappy with their relationship and current standing with Drake.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
to me, a lot of that comes off as he's the biggest dude out there. Of course, all these people are going to be wanting to hate on him.
But
that's-
have we
that's-
seen
that's
people
the
team
ego.
up like
I'm
that to
saying,
hate?
that's just how it looks to me. You don't think so?
Nah, because I think that they both benefited from each other. I think that like certain artists like Rick Ross, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you need Rick Ross to validate you in the streets.
Yeah, and
Right.
Ross needed Drake
Especially
to give him
that,
those big
that
records.
first Drake.
Yeah, like you need Ross. So like to like act like Ross is just some Joe Smo.
No, I don't think he's a Joe
So
Schmo.
like, I personally think that a lot of these guys they validated him. It's
did.
It's that fucking that
age old. Yeah.
conversation about like race and like
Yeah.
needing validation from a certain culture
Yeah.
or group of people to kind of co-sign. And I think that hip hop, regardless of Drake being half black, half white, or whatever, he still like Drake's ascension was on the backs of people fucking
100%.
validate him, man.
Yeah. And because he had a good ear, he was able to find these things that were bubbling on the more of like a underground, hood level,
Right.
and attach himself to those things and helped continue keeping his name in the streets, right?
Bro, why does the Weeknd hate on Drake? What the fuck he got to hate for? Weeknd
don't
isn't
know. Was
doing
that
the I'm just saying. You said the only reason you could see why these guys,
Oh yeah.
Don't
Well,
fuck
that
with
seems
Drake.
like there was actually like some business shit, right?
but
yeah.
all of them have some sort of business interaction.
Does Ross have some like actual shit that he's upset about? He just
No,
said they
but-
didn't like him because of some shit with French or something.
Yeah, the French
Right?
Montana
Yeah,
shit.
well, the other thing is, there's a rumor about Drake sending a bunch of cease and desists,
Yeah.
CDs to everyone.
I think the Rick Ross thing is more just like, I think, and we've all kind of watched it. Drake is the dude that you're just like, yeah, we fuck with this dude. It's cool to have him around. He's happy to be around us. He's like cool. He don't talk to nobody. But over time, he started talking a lot. He used to be Mr. Oh no, I drink. I don't do drugs. I don't have tattoos. You know, yeah, I'm with these hard guys. I'm not a hard guy. All of a sudden, he was tatted up. I sip lean.
Yeah.
I'm a shooter.
Right.
He tried to turn into Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
As a personality, not an artist, but like, so he just flipped. And I think over time, that could easily rub people the wrong way. They're like, bro, we were with you 10 years ago. That's not you.
Right.
So we don't trust you. And the second album dropped.
We still don't trust
like
you.
that. We still don't trust you. Like that was essentially the
linchpin.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's waiting on Drake at this point after Like That.
And then Drake does what? He does plays a bunch of AI games, right?
No, the first one he dropped Push-Ups.
But still, before it finally got released, like before Drake finally confirmed that was his song, people thought it because it wasn't. No one from OVO dropped it. It just landed on Twitter.
It was just on Twitter on a Saturday morning,
and no one would stand next to it. No one from OVO, not Drake, not anyone else, and everybody's like, "Oh, this has to be AI."
Right?
Yeah, that's
right?
I immediately thought it was AI.
Yeah,
and I think that's part of the reason why Drake is where he's at now with this whole back and forth with him and Kendrick. He should have owned it from the jump because it's a really good song. I like Push Up.
Yeah, I
think Push Up is a great song, right? But he didn't own it. And while everybody on the internet was wondering whether or not is it Drake, is it AI, is it this, is it that, he finally put it on DSP like 36 hours later.
Yeah, it was he waited a minute.
The original version that I heard, I think I sent it to you guys first, was a different version than the one that's the actual version. It had a totally different beat.
Yeah,
it had like some elements from Biggie Get Money, right?
Yeah. But the words were the words.
The verses were the same. Yeah. But
do you
the
think
beat
it's
was
possible?
different and it didn't sound that good quality. So that's why I was like, is this AI? Because it sounded kind of shitty. And then later that day, the real version came out.
Yeah, and we're talking like the three of us are talking AI on a very surface level. The internet, and what they believed was some other crazy AI shit.
Right,
this
right,
can't be Drake. This shit is right.
Right, because they were saying it's just okay. Maybe it's AI because it's not even that good.
Right, and we had never seen AI in full effect when it comes. Like we hadn't seen it like this.
Right.
Like
not in this setting.
Yeah, not in this
not
setting.
In the battle.
But you know what did when that one came out? The thing that made me know it wasn't AI, because I listened for like, I want to say 2.5 minutes. When he said, Metro, shut your ass up and make some drums, I was like, oh, that's real.
Yeah.
Because that's not AI.
Yeah.
And if AI is there, then we're all
Phil,
dead.
That line is so simple. That line is such a simple. It's a funny line.
Yeah.
It's not a hard bar.
It's funny.
Such a simple bar that you would almost be like, damn, Drake. I don't know Drake to give you simple cookie cutter bars like that. So when I heard even shut your ass up, right, it was like, oh, this for sure has to be AI.
Oh, you
like
thought that made
drop,
it AI.
we ain't heard shit from Jake for fucking 3 weeks. Like that is killing billboards, it's killing everything. TNT is playing that shit. Fucking the movie theaters, everyone's playing like that. And for that to be the fucking song that dropped 3.5, 4 weeks later, we were like, hell no, this ain't Drake.
Yeah.
We know Drake to be timestamp Drake. Drake that's gonna fry your ass up. He gonna do you just like he did every other motherfucking artist that he's gotten into his beef. He puts his name on that shit. And the fact that he didn't do that, I was like, there's no way in hell Drake. This isn't the Drake that I know. Right?
Well, when the full version came out, I did like it. I was like, okay, this sounds better to me, and I was like, okay, I fuck with this. It didn't. The Metro line was actually probably my favorite part of that song, which is not good.
Yeah,
because
but you acknowledge though it was a ABC bar, right?
Oh yeah, that's a simple bar. But honestly, sometimes those can be the best ones because it sticks.
But it's just it's incredibly petty.
It's super petty, but that's why I like it.
What's hilarious
because it's
about
like,
it.
bro, you're not even in this. Like,
it's not
I'm out
a good
here rapping with,
It's not a good line. It's just like holding somebody by their forehead while you talk to someone else.
Yeah. He sunned him. He basically sunned him, and that's what I liked about it.
Right.
He was just like, bro, you're not even in this conversation, bro. Like, get out of here.
Right. Like,
So then that dropped. It dropped, and I think the internet was in a frenzy for what? A day, 2 days, waiting for Kendrick's response.
How long did it take? I don't even remember how long it took.
It took a while. Brianna,
The
how long
Kendrick
did
response?
it take?
Over a week for sure.
Yeah, it was a minute.
Over a week, because what we started getting from that, what we didn't after Like That, I don't think Drake got a lot of shit for taking too long. Like maybe people felt it, but it wasn't like a talking point. After the Drake dropped, the push-ups dropped, it became a like, yo, Kendrick, where you at, dog?
Yeah, like a you got 24 hours kind of shit.
Yeah,
right?
all of a
Just dumb.
sudden. Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The other thing was people questioned whether or not Kendrick had the sort of output to go back and forth with somebody like
100%.
That was a thing. That was a talking point on
Right.
major publications.
Yeah.
Because
where they
he
were
takes a
he's
long time
Pulitzer,
to
he's
put
a
out
Pulitzer,
albums. Yeah.
He's a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Right.
But like with that comes he is somebody that's extremely thoughtful. He's
sure.
not going to just give you anything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So 10 days, maybe 2 weeks had gone by. And
Because that had happened, Drake already dropped another one.
Yeah, he dropped the AI one.
Right.
The
Correct.
one
With
with
Taylor made.
That's the one with
which was
Tupac
garbage.
Tupac and Snoop.
and Snoop.
The
AI.
beat was fire though.
You like the beat? I thought the beat was
my
okay.
God, I felt like that was a Dr. Dre beat.
The thing
I couldn't
think-
get past the AI, so I didn't appreciate it.
The thing I
But
did
Drake's
like about
verse was hard though.
Drake's verse was
Drake's
actually
verse
pretty
was.
good. Yeah.
Drake's verse was
But-
hard.
But the AI fucked it up.
Yeah, that shit fucked it up.
Yeah.
I think the thing that was interesting about the AI is that you heard like it was clearly Drake rapping,
Right.
even when it was Tupac and Snoop.
Right.
Because
It was
and something,
Drake's style
Something I
flow.
was saying, I never identified Drake as having such a specific style until I heard that, and I was like, damn, even through Tupac, that just sounds like Drake.
You're
Yeah.
giving him way too much credit. If you're gonna say Drake and bots and Drake and ghostwriters, Drake, because I didn't hear Pac's verse and Snoop's verse and say, oh, Drake wrote that. I was like, oh, Drake helped.
I didn't think Drake wrote it. Drake rapped it because the cadence was Drake.
Sure.
It sounded like his flow. His style.
It was Jake's flow.
So you don't think it was AI?
No, it was
I'm saying
AI.
they used AI for the voice,
They used Tupac's voice.
but they
Yeah.
used AI
But
to put
he-
that.
Sure.
But Drake rapped.
But Drake
that.
rapped it, and then they said, "Put this voice in
Yeah.
the Tupac voice."
okay.
Yeah, Drake
You know what I
definitely
mean?
rapped that.
Like that's how that works. Like you record the verse
Sure.
in your own voice, and then
Sure.
you say, "Okay, now AI, make this into a
You don't
Tupac
even got to
voice."
record it. I don't think you can write it down and AI. Will
You can write it down,
you can-
but there also are versions where you can change
Audio.
your
Oh, wow, I didn't
you put
know
in
that.
that shit.
Okay.
But the reason you can, but this is why I'm saying that was recorded. That was recorded because it was Drake's cadence.
That's what I mean.
You would have had to tell AI, make it like Tupac's voice with Drake's cadence.
yeah, and that's way harder to do by typing.
So by
You know what I mean?
then, we haven't heard from Kendrick for a couple weeks,
Sure.
and Drake is growing tired, and he drops a song which was tailor made,
And he's
Yeah.
trolling on the
and
internet.
he's trolling now.
Yeah.
He's now trolling Kendrick, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Where are you at? Come out wherever you are."
Right.
Right.
And so then what happens? Friday, right? Last Friday.
This past Friday morning,
So then
This
Friday.
timestamp.
Yeah, Friday morning,
And it
6:16.
wasn't Champagne Poppy timestamp because timestamp. I thought timestamp Drake was gonna come,
yeah,
He didn't come.
and what happened? 6:16 and what?
6:16 in
6:16
LA.
in LA.
Yeah.
Combo and who was it?
Kendrick at
Kung
6:16
Fu
on Friday
motherfucking
morning.
Kenny.
stole-
I could not believe
He
that
stole
shit.
stole Drake's whole timestamp joint.
Come on, and did you hear the sample?
Yeah, you really like the Al Green sample,
Oh
right?
my god!
Yeah.
Anything you could. It just tells me that like Kendrick, like it was well thought out. It was well
Yeah.
curated. Like he really thought about the production, the sound, the cadence, the tonality, like all of that. Like to get even to get that stuff to be okay to like from a clearance on a DSP.
Yeah.
is wild to me.
Is that
Like,
one on the streamer?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Oh, I haven't even looked at 6:16.
Okay, maybe
I'll look it up. I'll
not,
look it
but
up. I'll
still,
look it up.
maybe not. But I think who was the producer for that one?
I don't know who did that one actually.
I don't either.
I'll look it up too. I'll look it up first.
But yeah, that one was hard.
What's
The
that one called? 616.
6:16 in LA.
Hey, we heard that shit, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Is that your favorite one?
It was my favorite one that day, for the first 6 hours.
Okay, so at that point it became your new favorite.
Sure.
Before that, what were you? Where were you at? Like that?
Euphoria. We forgot about Euphoria.
Oh, we
though.
did forget about Euphoria.
Oh, that had already come out. Oh, we skipped Euphoria. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Euphoria. Euphoria came out.
Okay, so that's after the Taylor made.
is Euphoria.
Kendrick dropped Euphoria, and
Right.
that shit is like fucking what, 6 minutes or something?
Almost 7 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Euphoria is the one where he went on his 10 things I hate about you rant
Oh, that's right.
from DMX.
Yeah. And the we don't want to hear you say N word no more.
That shit is hilarious. 'Cause
Right?
it is,
Wasn't that on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it ended.
So those are probably the biggest, most memorable parts, right?
I hate-
the I hate you parts and the we don't want to hear you and just yeah, those parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna clap?
Can you do we need to clap?
Yeah. So she could pick up where
Okay.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Is it Euphoria?
Euphoria.
No, Euphoria.
Euphoria.
I like how you said it
Euphoria.
the first time with Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
So that drops out on the heel of Taylor Made, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And that was what, Thursday?
Yo, I don't know the time.
No,
Last
I think it was
Thursday?
no,
I
it was
think
a
it was
while
earlier
ago.
in the week.
Okay,
Yeah,
earlier
maybe
in the week.
Monday or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shook us all up because number one, the producer of Euphoria is who?
The producer of one of the EPs of the Euphoria TV show is Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
But who produced
Oh no,
the
that's
song?
the other song. The 616 is the producer of Taylor
you
Swift.
sure?
Yeah. That's
Oh, shit.
pretty sure.
Euphoria. That drops on the hill of Taylor Made, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And it shook up the world
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it sounded great. Mm-hmm. It was Kendrick,
Yep.
and he was directly responding to Drake.
And you know what he did for me? Y'all remember Control, where he came out and just called out everybody?
Yeah.
And he just called everyone out in rap and was just like, I fuck with y'all, but I'm trying to go out all y'all. I'm trying to murder y'all. He came with that kind of flow, but only at Drake. And it wasn't as like, I respect you, but I don't fuck with you. It was just more, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was going in.
Yeah.
He was definitely going in, and the thing that was crazy was he did it over 3 different songs, 3 different beats.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He sure fucking did. He told that boy, you're spiraling.
Yeah.
Right? He said, we are good as long as you keep me in the club dancing, waving my hand. Right? But he
Yeah.
also told me he hates you. I hate you. Hate the way you look.
Right.
Hate the way you talk. Hate the way you dress.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one where he said he likes singing Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right. And, and that really hurt Drake fans.
Yeah.
That really put them in a frenzy.
Which I don't know why. I'm a big Drake fan, but I like melodic Drake. I hate the shooter Drake. I also hate the shooter Drake. I was watching on Degrassi when he was 12. Like I don't believe that shit.
That boy said, "I make music that electrifies them. You make music that pacifies."
He did.
Come
That
on,
was a
man.
bar. That was a bar.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
He did have some good bars in there. I personally
Oh, you
was
didn't
not
care for that song?
it was cool for me. Man, through the whole thing, I mean, you're not going to like this, but I was not that excited by a lot of the Kendrick stuff. Bars wise.
He was.
I'm just saying he had some good bars. I'm not going to say I love Kendrick. He's good, man. Don't take it that I think he's weak. I just out of these particular songs, I liked Not Like Us. I liked Like That. The other ones, they just didn't move me.
You're
personally.
crazy. You're fucking.
They didn't
crazy.
move me that much.
You are fucking crazy. You know what
I'm
he was
telling
trying
you.
to get Drake to do? He wanted Drake to play "Have You Ever." I want to play "Have You Ever." Let's play "Truth or Truth," motherfucker. Since you got everybody thinking that you're this way, and I got some information, let's
Yeah.
play "Have You Ever."
Yeah, but I'm just saying
What
that I
that-
didn't
what-
like the delivery of the songs. I didn't
you
like
can't
the
talk.
vibe.
You can't talk. I know that's your opinion, but that's null and void when we talk about a
Why?
Pulitzer Prize, because we're talking about Kendrick, dog.
So what?
Nothing about those bars were like, to me, they were all like.
No,
wow.
I didn't like the way that he was rapping. That's what I'm saying. I didn't. It was too much for me. I want my.
So you want it simple,
I want it to be simpler.
but Kendrick's not simple.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that he's the best guy for this kind of shit because
Drake also begged him
begged him what?
to not be simple.
Yeah,
Drake was the one trolling saying, I dropped another one. I need some quintuple entendre shit.
Yeah.
Boy,
He came with it.
He did come with some
he made
quintuple entendre.
what's that boy's name? YM Melly.
YNW Melly.
He made that reference. He
Yeah.
made the Parkinson's reference.
What was the Parkinson's reference?
Man, what did he say? He said, "Yo, daddy's a killer. Essentially, you want to be." What did he say? His daddy is a killer. He want to be a junior. They must have forgot that shit that one did. Dementia must run in their family, but let it get shaky. I'll park his son.
Oh, I didn't even catch that one.
I didn't
Come
either.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He got some shit on there. Don't get me wrong. He got some bars, and I've been going back, and even today when I went back again through all of them, I heard more new shit that I didn't even hear the first few times. So
That boy said, I got my friends on the stage hugging and kissing. And I'll get back to that bar. I'll get back to that 8 bars.
Nah, but you know what bar is the funniest one?
What?
From Kendrick that I just found myself walking around just saying randomly? When you're standing next to Sexy Red looking in the mirror, I believe you see 2 bad bitches.
Yeah.
That shit is so
That's a good one. Was that on
funny.
Euphoria too? Or was that on?
I thought that was on Euphoria.
I think that might have been off Euphoria. Okay.
That shit
so
is
anyway,
funny.
back to the timeline. Okay, 616 dropped.
Yep.
After Euphoria.
After Euphoria.
After Euphoria.
Same
So
week,
Drake
but
didn't
Friday
didn't even
morning.
respond.
get to it, yeah.
Drake didn't respond
Drake
after
didn't
Euphoria.
respond. Yeah.
Then 616 in LA dropped.
This Saturday.
That Saturday.
Friday morning.
Or Friday morning. Sorry, this past Friday.
Friday morning.
Yep.
Which I thought was great.
You love that.
I love the
You
Al
love
Green sample. I love who produced it.
Yeah.
I think that it spoke to a lot of different things.
Right.
It
That's
spoke
the one that's produced by one of Taylor Swift's producers.
Right. And what's his name again?
Jack Antonoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Not,
Yeah,
never-
that one was
I don't know
fire.
who that is, but yeah.
And then Friday night.
Oh, are we just gonna bypass the part on Euphoria? We don't like the way you say it.
That shit was funny because that became an anthem for people to just troll Drake with.
Right. I think that I think a lot of people agreed with that sentiment.
We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny shit. Especially like if you've grown up in a city and seen like how black kids troll light-skinned kids. And Drake's not light-skinned, he's mixed, which is definitely different. But you've seen that happen on a playground, and Kendrick went straight back to some shit that a 6-year-old would do
Right.
with some other 6-year-olds to the lighter 6-year-old.
But to be fair, he does have a huge point because Drake comes from Canada and he does not have the same black experience as African Americans because just things are different there.
Sure.
He has his own experience.
Sure, and for what it's worth, on that side, that same opinion is levied at black actors who come from the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you see it a lot in acting. They're just like, yeah, it's cool, we fuck with you, but it's just you haven't lived our experience, so
Right.
it feels unfair for you to come in and cosplay as
Drake,
us.
but we're not saying. Drake said it.
Said
Drake
what?
said that he was raised by his mom.
Yeah.
He didn't share that experience.
He grew up very white.
very white.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Except for his summers that he spent with his aunt.
Sure.
Oh, is that what happened?
Well, I mean, he raps about it a lot, right? His aunt, his dad's sister,
Sure.
right? Because that's where all his family's doing the music stuff in Tennessee, right?
Oh, that's how that happened?
Yeah,
In Tennessee?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where his
Memphis,
Dennis Graham is from. That's where
Got you. Okay.
That side of the family.
Larry Graham is from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
he's going to African American culture for summer camp growing up.
Gotcha.
So let me ask you.
So he
what
has a
were
little bit of experience.
What were your initial thoughts on Kendrick taking the timestamp as the placeholder for
I
his
thought that was a great move.
big chess move?
I
Big
like
chess
that.
move.
I was actually surprised that's not happened more often. I like when you're trolling someone.
Yeah.
Take their gold
Yeah.
and flip that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take their flow and flip it. Take the way they title songs and flip it.
Yeah.
One of them just point straight at them, and I love that.
Yeah. That was definitely great strategy by Kenny.
So
to come and steal that.
So off the hill of Euphoria, how did this 616 in LA make you feel?
Um,
Was it again underwhelming, similar to Euphoria for you, or what?
I liked Euphoria more than I liked 616.
Oh wow!
I liked Euphoria. I thought that he got off. It was just overall none of these songs are like my favorite songs, but Euphoria I thought he was spitting. I like the fact that he changed the beats. He covered a lot of shit. He had some good bars. He had some good shit that was sticky that made people, people singing that part all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of good shit. I thought the 616 was a little bit more like, what was he doing? What were some of the parts that were memorable from that one?
Yeah, I mean,
some of the bars.
He made mention that what did he say? He put me on the spot.
My bad.
One of the hard parts about 616 for me is I didn't get as much time to digest it as I did the other ones, like
Yeah.
Euphoria.
I think because it's like an Al Green sample,
Yeah.
and it's kind of chill, it didn't have that energy of a "I'm killing you."
No, I just think that
You know what I mean?
Which is funny.
I think it was like I think this 616 in LA was more of like a highlight of who Kendrick is.
Yeah.
Like he's talking some like hieroglyphic shit. What he started that shit by saying off-white Sunseeker
Yeah.
at the marina, fuck a phantom. I like to buy yachts when I get a fever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking about like some next level shit, not like, you know what I'm saying? It's just
Well, there's a part in there, the Sunseeker part.
Yeah.
The Sunseeker is a brand of a yacht.
Okay.
Right?
See, I
so
didn't
he's
know
talking
that.
about a Sunseeker at the marina, but a Sunseeker is also someone who goes and tries to
That boy said, "Who
get
could
tan
reach us?"
so that they can look darker skinned.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
So
He said,
he's like,
He
yeah.
said, who could reach us? Only God could teleport this type of freedom. Come on, man. He talking about his freedom. He's like, you can't get me on a fucking cell phone. You can't get me on Instagram. He's telling you right now, this is what I do on my free time. I take care of my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's letting you know what I'm doing. I'm raising my kids. I'm making sure my kids go to school. I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing.
Regardless of whether they were my favorites or not, I think that he has changed what the style of these kind of beef battle diss songs can be by the way that he's done these type of songs.
Sure.
He made them viable. He made them usable in a battle where people wouldn't have come with these kind of chill vibes and rapped over them before in a battle, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe it wasn't my cup of tea, but I think that he's made that now that's a new thing where people going forward will be able to do that.
I agree.
So,
And again,
that's tight.
Again, he poses the question again, have you ever? It's an angle. He's like angling him into, I want to play truth or truth with you.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And stop threatening me with the button you're going to push.
Yeah.
Just answer it, have you? He asked him several questions.
That was the beginning of him just starting to get very surgical with the strategy.
Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Yeah.
So then later that was at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Then later
Like-
that evening, like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, like 12 hours later.
Yep. Drake drops Family Matters.
Yep.
Sure does.
And Family Matters, I did really like actually.
It was three different
I thought that
songs.
he
It was a
came
great
hard
song.
on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. So the way that Drake's been coming on most of these songs are more towards the way that I want my diss songs to be. The style of beats, the delivery of the flows.
Yeah.
Okay? So I really liked that one. It still wasn't like, oh my God, this is so crazy. This
He went
is so
crazy
much
in the
better
middle.
than Kendrick shit. But I like the beat. I like the vibe.
He went crazy on the second beat. On the second beat in
second
there,
beat,
he went crazy.
Yeah.
And Drake rarely goes crazy. I don't even know why. Like, he
Were
get
you
tired?
underwhelmed?
Yeah, I liked the song. I thought the song was good, but again, it was just like Drake. Like the reason why I loved I loved all three beats. The problem that I have with Drake is since the beginning, once Like That dropped, he kept talking about, I'm gonna drop this red button. I got some information on you. This red button. And he kept trying to bait him. And by this point, it's like, you're just giving me a bunch of shit that you pulled from Twitter.
Yeah.
And you're not saying anything. You're giving me this like overly produced musical experience with no real like meat and potatoes. I didn't take anything away from it.
Well, if that's the takeaway, but if that's the takeaway from the whole beef,
Fuck no.
They both are.
Fuck no.
They have 5 points they repeat over and over and over about the other one.
No. What are the 5 points what are the 5 points Drake makes about Kendrick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving them more credit by saying 5. Drake's saying, you're short. You beat your girl. You can't even marry your girl. It's a bunch of girl shit. You making fun of me for being light skinned. She's light skinned. Our kids are both light skinned, which, you know, whatever. And the real other point is your son's not yours. Whereas Kendrick's coming back and his points are, you want to be black and you're not. The culture don't fuck with you. You're corny. You're not as hard as you say you are. But they're both saying those things over and over and over and over.
There's no discovery. There's nothing new that we might have potentially found out from this beef.
About Drake?
Yeah.
There's nothing new for me, no.
Oh yeah. So let's just assume that he might actually be a parent to another child.
Bring your mic up a little bit.
Oh, well, I can't.
Oh, that's a huge talking point. Stop acting like that wasn't a talking point.
But you can't assume that if everyone immediately was like, this is the girl Drake hired.
Kendrick never made mention of who the girl is and what she looks like. So how are you gonna assume that he's not? Listen, Drake has already let us know before in the past that he is willing to hide his kid from the world. So
Yeah,
this
But you
whole
think he would do
idea
that again
there's
too? You think he would do that again?
Why the fuck would he not?
I feel like this already came to bite him in the ass the first time. Why wouldn't he not just come out with it?
Bro, if what Kendrick said there is true, then yeah, Drake loses forever.
Yeah,
But that's a big if.
it's not.
Because if it's not true, that's insane. Like, you can't just make shit up. I mean, you can, obviously.
Well, what about the part where he came back in the next song? Well, see, we're getting out of order here. But
Yeah.
well, let's just get through the rest of the songs,
Sure.
and then we can touch on the
problem.
points.
But the problem with that song by Drake is that
Family Matters.
But with Family Matters is Kendrick was ready.
Yes. So
With Meet the Grams.
What were some of the main things that Drake? That was where he started to talk shit about his wife being.
They're not living
Mixed.
together.
They're
They're not living together. They're estranged. They're not living
Estranged.
together.
Right, yeah.
And
One of the kids may not be his, and it may belong to his bodyguard or whatever the fuck that is.
Right, Dave Free or whatever.
Sure.
his GMs, BMs,
Right.
secret BD.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. And that his wife is half white, which I don't even know if she's half white.
Who gives
She's-
a fuck if
she's
she's
just
half
Mexican,
white?
right?
Who cares?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's what Drake is talking about.
Yeah.
So that came out, and then less than
The only thing that I thought was cool was from a visual for Drake. It was him transporting the van.
Yeah, the video.
Transporting the van and then like putting it to like essentially squashing the van. I thought
Yeah.
that was cool. That was probably the highlight for me. was
the
visual.
Mad City.
Yeah.
The Mad City van.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The highlight for me was that song lasted for 30 minutes.
Because
Not
Drake
even
was
30
like,
minutes.
I'm gonna drop this at the end of the day,
And you know,
I'm gonna rule the rest of the day.
I knew he thought he was going to kill him because he dropped it at like 6.
Yeah.
9 o'clock on the East Coast. He was
Right.
like,
I'm good.
Have a good.
Let's go out.
Have a good. What was that? Saturday by now? No,
Yeah,
Friday night.
Friday night,
Have
yeah.
a good Friday night.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna
Ken-
ride this. Maybe even the whole weekend. I can live off this.
Yeah, and 4 hours later, Kendrick like, bitch, I'm on West Coast time. Drop that shit at 1:30 Toronto time.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And the Meet the Grams.
Were you guys out?
We was getting ready. We were,
No, we was
at the house
We were
watching
still
the
at
game.
the house.
Yeah, we was watching the Clippers
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one came out, and this one is.
I love the angle. I love
This
it
one is
again.
crazy.
I love the angle. He's
Yeah.
talking to Drake through conversation with Drake's loved ones, which I thought was also
Yeah.
just like really genius.
Yeah, Meet the Grams is
Like it,
Yeah.
like this, like we can argue about the like production, the sound, and everything
Yeah.
else being somewhat overwhelming. But like when you take the subject, the meat and potatoes of the subject matter,
was-
I thought it was beautifully like articulated from like his conversation with his son
Yep.
Yeah.
to his conversation with his mother to his conversation with Drake.
Yeah.
to the
Right?
conversation with his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's
Right.
when we went
That's when it
crazy.
came out. That's when that
when
came
we
out.
went crazy.
Yeah.
When he said he had a daughter, we all went crazy.
Yeah. He was like, I'm
Because-
sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry he wasn't around and he
'Cause
wasn't
if
at
you
your
do-
11th birthday.
Because
and
if
shit like that.
he's done it again, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I listen. For Drake's sake, I hope that's not true. But it's the shit that women say about men all the time. Once a cheater is what?
Always a cheater.
Always a fucking cheater.
So you
Once
think-
a deadbeat, always a motherfucking deadbeat. You hear me? Always a deadbeat.
I
So
do-
it's like,
Yeah.
There's a difference, and I think the one difference is that he had a clean slate after being like, my dad did this, I don't want to be like that. So it made sense why he hit Adonis or why it's taken a while. But on the flip,
hold on. Why was
because his image is like, I hate this part about my parents. I'll never do
so
that.
you think that's why he hit Adonis from the world? And not because he got tricked by a porn star.
Oh no, I think that's why he was taking a while to come out.
What?
To like figure out his rollout.
What was the rollout to what though?
I don't to like letting
It had-
everybody know about Adonis.
But I don't think it had anything to do with his childhood trauma with him being.
I'm not
raised
saying
in
the
a two-parent
trauma. I think
household, in a
his
one-parent
image.
household.
He talks about that part of his dad
Yeah,
so
because
much.
that part is easy to say. The thing that's hard to say is I got tricked. I got tricked by a hoe that now has my baby. The same shit, the same subject. No, I'm just saying, like
Yeah, I know
Drake,
what
the
you're
same
saying.
subject matter that he makes about every other artist,
Yeah.
being broke, being this. You got tricked out of your money by some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it finally happened to you.
But okay, that's
it
hard.
happened to you, and it had nothing to do with the fact that he was still trying to compartmentalize coming from a household where his dad was never there. It had everything to do with the fact that
I don't think he's struggling with that or trying to compartmentalize that. I think this is the exact same thing. He's trying to not be a hypocrite.
well, he was a hypocrite.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. All he's trying to do is not be a hypocrite.
Right. So you're just trying to figure out how to
If you're
have it
talking-
come out and not tarnish his
I'm
image.
not saying he's struggling with his dad thing. I'm just saying he's like, I'll never be like that.
Listen,
to be like that is
The problem with your whole angle, to me, Phil, is it would have been different if Drake would have had the opportunity to share this with us 2-3 years down the road when Adonis is 2 or 3, right?
Oh, like if he explains it?
Yeah, he just says, "Hey, by the way, I have a child." But
okay, I see. Yeah.
But that wasn't the rollout.
Yeah.
While he's still trying to figure it out, right?
yeah.
Hip hop did what hip hop does.
But that's why
Kanye.
that's top tier.
Hip hop does what hip hop does.
But that's why Pusha T has a top tier diss track.
Right. Absolutely.
Because he did all these things at once,
Yeah.
including that. And that shit is insane.
Yeah.
Right, because what he said was that he was hiding the world from his kid, not that he was hiding the kid. Right?
Sure.
Right.
Do you believe that?
That was a great. No, I think it was a good placeholder in a verse because it made sense.
you don't believe that at all.
No.
Nothing.
but-
Nothing to do with that.
No.
That was take this while I figure out what to actually say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But he, at that time, that's when you come out with the daughter. Right now, if it's true, because if you wait, you look insane.
Yeah.
Bro, 11 years. What are you talking about?
I wonder if he even knew if there is a daughter. Did he even know at that time?
do you guys
Yeah,
remember
that's tough,
that
too.
you remember that text message I sent you guys? And we will make just about if I was wealthy, what I'd be doing.
Yes.
You remember that? You don't think Drake is doing that? You guys do know that Drake's a sex addict,
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
He's a sex addict. So like this idea that he may or may not have kids out there in the right?
Yeah.
Isn't so far fetched.
Oh, it's
No,
not
but
far-fetched
that's why
at
it's a
all.
great bar
Yeah.
from Kendrick.
Yeah.
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 Because
So-
it's not far fetched.
It's not far fetched. So this idea that this can't be true because he learned his lesson already. To me, that is still on the table.
Okay. Well, if
It's
Drake,
still on the table.
if he doesn't know, you're right. That is
And
a
I
completely
think
different
part
story.
of the reason why Drake is playing nice with his responses, neither one of these guys, I think Kendrick ultimately he's gone for the jugular, and he's done it in a way that is kind of nice. If there's, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's very nice.
It's nice, but I think Kendrick is play this game with me. I dare, and Drake keeps saying, nothing. I've never known Drake to do this. Is this your girls' tour? I remember Drake to be that guy.
That's because he's fighting lesser fighters.
No, man, I'm telling you, I think that I've never, in Drake's 3-4 decade or 2-3 decades of music, have never seen him defer like this. Because I've always known Drake to be an offensive fighter. And I feel like Drake is, the reason why he's lost this battle is because he's trying to fight this battle from a defensive standpoint. Where he's waiting. And every time K-Dot drops something, it's like a bunch of fluff.
I think he probably has more to lose, which is why he plays defense.
But
Sure.
also, I don't think he has as much. He doesn't have no ammo because Kendrick is way quieter as a person than Drake. Drake is out there. He's all in the public eye.
Right.
Kendrick just be on the low.
Right.
He don't do anything.
Right.
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 I mean, do we hear about Kendrick?
drop an album
Except
and leave the country.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't do shit. He's like fucking Andre 3000 out here without the flute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Meet the Grams drops.
Meet
the Grams drops. And that one is, that shit is fucking scathing. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
It
again,
is.
I wasn't like,
But I thought
didn't
that
like
was,
that.
but I thought that was I thought that was disrespectful enough
For sure.
for Drake to do what he said he had
Right.
the ammo to do.
Right.
Yeah.
He's having a conversation with your son.
Yeah.
About how you should try your very best not to be or
Like your
follow
dad.
that motherfucker's footsteps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one way I'm gonna go to jail is if another man tries to tell my son or daughter
Yeah.
how. Don't follow
be
your
like your
father's
dad.
footsteps.
Yeah.
That's a quick way to a burial site.
he went for the jugular for sure.
And then he
on that
called
one.
his mom all types of shit in this conversation. How you raised the punk,
Yeah.
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 right?
He went
so,
for it on that
for
one.
me, it's no more nice patting each other. I'm expecting Drake now to give me a bomb over fucking Baghdad.
Yeah. And he did not.
He did not, because what happened next?
The next day, yesterday, right? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
No, Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Sorry, yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
What happened?
The best response he had was a parody of Buried Alive that he put on Instagram. He didn't even release it. It was
It's all on DSPs now.
no.
It's
Just
not.
just a little parody he made that was
was
just on his Instagram
What was the
story.
parody?
Yeah, I didn't even get to see it, but yeah.
It was he just posted him making a parody of Kendrick's verse on Take Care, where
Yeah.
Kendrick had a feature.
Sure.
That
But
was
let's-
almost
let's-
like an interlude.
Let's forget all the memes and shit. What came after Meet the Grams? I don't give a fuck about Drake's antics on
I don't think that's an antic. He made a 90-second song and
so
put it out.
The next thing
I
that
didn't
came
hear
out
the
was
song then.
the next thing that came out.
I mean, it's a parody, but it's a song. It's just him rapping like Kendrick to a verse Kendrick did for Drake.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I haven't
I
seen
hadn't
it
heard
either.
that
It's because he didn't put it anywhere. He was just
Yeah,
like, here
it
it
was
is
just on
for
his story.
24
Yeah.
hours, catch it or don't.
Right.
Okay.
Phil was just saying that for him. I'm sorry. Phil was saying for him that was one of the highlights.
No,
because he liked it.
No, that wasn't a highlight.
thought
It's
it
like
was funny, though.
It was funny, and it's
Right.
like Drake responded. He just responded. That was like a weak response.
Drake responded. Drake did have some good responses through all
But I'm
these shits
saying,
on
bro,
memes and
I'm
shit
saying
without
though,
the songs.
man, like,
yeah,
Meet the Grams just dropped.
Yeah.
And he's talking to your son. He's talking to your
Right.
mom. He's talking to your daughter.
But he
he's
doesn't
talking
have
to you.
anything ready. That's the problem.
Who doesn't have anything ready?
Drake wasn't
Drake.
ready.
That's Drake's fucking fault.
Yeah.
You're in war, dog.
He was waiting
you
to see
are
what he
in
was gonna
fucking
say.
war. Listen, this has been a long-standing feud for fucking a decade plus. There's no excuse for me to be like, oh, I'm no longer ready.
but they're waiting to see what the person's
Fuck
going to
that.
say,
You
and then
gotta
they
be
gotta
ready.
fucking get.
You
a new joint
have
ready.
to be prepared. You've been talking all this fucking shit. You've been talking all this shit, right?
He doesn't have nothing to say.
And everybody doubted Kendrick and said he can't even match his output. He doesn't make music at that frequency. He can't do this. He can't do that. And motherfucking Kendrick proved everybody wrong, including myself.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, when I heard Kendrick drop his first couple songs, I said, that's probably it.
That's
I
kinda
did
what I
not
thought, too.
expect for him to outpace Drake,
Yeah.
Champagne Poppy,
Yeah.
and making song after fucking song after fucking song.
Yeah. And the next thing that came out
God damn.
on Saturday was the Not Like Us.
Come on, for the West Side, man.
Over a
Produced
Mustard
by
beat.
who?
DJ Mustard.
Motherfucking shout out to Mustard,
Mustard
man.
on the beat.
Nah,
How-
not like us is the
Oh
one.
my God.
that's the
And
one.
Did you guys see the fucking the what do they call it? The cover? Was that
Yeah.
the one with the cover?
Yeah, with the
With the
with his house?
Yeah.
With his
With-
house?
with the sex
with all the
offender
red
tags?
dots?
yeah.
Come on, man.
Not-
And he put the motherfucking nail in the coffin and called this dude a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
Not like us is crazy. Not like us is the one. But it's. I think it's the dopest song
That's
of the
me
whole
too.
thing too.
Oh, it's a fucking amazing.
It's
Yeah.
the dopest
I like
song.
it. I
That
like
shit's
it.
about to burn for the rest of the summer, dog.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially because the response to Not Like Us was like the weakest response
Like
ever.
you said, he put him on the defense, and then he had to go back and just spend the whole song saying, "I'm not a pedophile, guys."
But see, that's why I know Drake isn't built for this sort of war. Because in hip hop, we've seen it from our forefathers, man. Pac said a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He said a lot of shit about Biggie. We don't know that shit to be true or not. More times than not, when we've come to find out, it wasn't true.
Right.
So for Drake to have to be like, I would never be a pedophile. If I would, I'd be in jail. Come on, bro, shut the fuck up and roast this nigga, man.
Yeah, the defensive was whack, and even the points he made in the defensive was whack.
And the beat was so fucking hard that he dropped on that song. Drake just dropped.
I didn't know. I was
The
listening.
beat was so hard, and I was like, "Oh, he's about to give us a timestamp.
Yeah.
He's about to give us a timestamp because it said the Heart Part 6."
Oh yeah.
That shit was hard.
That shit
I was
was
like,
good.
"Oh my god, it's about to go down."
Yeah.
That shit
it's
was
about
hard.
everybody shut the fuck up.
Right.
ISO on Drake.
Right. I saw Drake.
Yeah, no, the hard part
Kyle.
six. The hard part 6 was hard, and then it was disappointing.
I was like, "What the fuck? Who are you addressing? Are you addressing Kendrick? Or are you addressing Twitter?" I keep saying Twitter. I apologize, Elon. X. X. That whole song was aimed at everyone that had questions about Drake on X.
Yeah.
That song was.
Period.
It was whack.
Yeah.
But the sound wasn't even whack. The content was whack. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
When he said it the first 3 times, I was even like, okay, yeah, you don't,
Bro.
you don't date underage girls. But
God.
when he said it the 7th time, I was like,
Yeah.
bro, this isn't a song.
Forget that. What the thing that broke my heart
The end.
was where he was like, "I'm done."
The end.
Yeah.
The end was-
where he's alluding to like, I'm not gonna keep going back. He literally waved the white flag.
He tapped
after
out.
talking all that shit, making all those memes. You can't talk about my estranged wife or whatever our situation is. You can't tell the world that this son of mine may not be my son. You can't tell the world that X, Y, and Z. And then when the fucking kitchen gets hot, you decide to say, I would have been bopping my head to this song if you wasn't on that weird shit. What the fuck you mean, Drake? What you think was gonna happen?
But he didn't just tap out.
What do you think was gonna happen? We talk about Kung Fu. We talk about Kung Fu fucking Kenny.
Well, what do
we
you think
calling him
about
the boogeyman for a reason, Miguel.
What do you think about the thing that Drake said that he baited him to do all that and he set him up? You don't believe
no,
none of that?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it because even if that is in the moment, When we saw it in the moment, we were all like, "Oh my fucking god,
Yeah.
this nigga is on Ozempic,
Right.
like the rest of these bitches, right?
Yeah.
He's on antidepressants. Nigga ain't eating no food. He's on drugs. He's buying jewelry, right? He all this weird shit. So even like the fact that I wish Drake would have. Let's just say for the sake of conversation,
Yeah.
that Drake did that.
Yeah.
Right? It's still poor choice of using your time.
Yeah.
He was more focused on trying to create a narrative that
Right.
that Kendrick has bullshit information
Right.
instead of making great fucking music.
Right. Because it doesn't really matter when it comes down to it in these records.
I think that's also a tactical slip up.
Huge
on Drake's
slip
part.
up.
Yeah.
Because he didn't realize that people would discredit it and be like, "Oh, they don't care." Because you know what? No one was trying to research. If Pac fucked Biggie's wife,
Right.
people,
Nobody
was no
gave
way-
them.
research
Nobody
to
gave
do.
them
people
love.
aren't doing research. They're just going,
you said
"Oh,
I
Nobody
fucked
gave-
your wife.
that boy fucking Kendrick said, "Don't make me bring back Diddy, and let's see if Chubbs will really crash out." I bet a bunch of motherfuckers don't even know what he meant by that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
That's why I know K-Dot wasn't playing with that "Have You Ever" shit. And then he said, back to back. Oh, we'll get back to that. I fucking love that. If I ever find out that Drake had writers write back to back on behalf of the diss track for me, that forever changes Drake's perception of music purists like myself.
Changes your perception of Drake.
Yeah,
forever.
if I find out that motherfucker,
Yeah.
that was written by somebody else,
Yeah.
how does Meek feel?
Well, Meek's gonna be pissed because that ended his
That
career.
fucked his whole career. We don't even
Yeah.
look at Meek the same no
Not
more.
at all. Not at all. Meek is a social justice guy now.
You know what I'm saying?
But for every time someone talks about him having a writer, he's always going to have Kanye in his bag saying Drake's better than 16 writers.
I'm not even tripping off the
You're not
writers
even going on- you're
because I
not going
think
there.
Drake, he makes world music.
You know he can
right. So
write,
like when
too.
he
Yeah.
sings like that melodic shit and
Yeah.
whatnot, I think that like it requires writers, and you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
no
you're just
different from
tripping.
like Beyonce or all these other artists where they have multiple.
But when it's a
musicians.
diss track, step in by yourself.
yeah, you have to step in by yourself.
But you know, if you look at the credits on Spotify,
whose credits?
both of them, Kendrick's writing credits are
All
just Kendrick.
K-Dot.
Drake's writing credits have one or two or three people on Spotify, so he's not even hiding it.
Yeah, man. That shit came out, Not Like Us, and I lost my fucking mind.
Not Like Us was crazy.
I lost my fucking mind, and Drake dropped that very underwhelming song. And for shits and giggle, I wish K-Dot would have just dropped one more thing
One
to
more?
really just be
Yeah.
like, take that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think this is over? You think that's it?
I think it's over by Drake's estimate because he has waved the white flag, but I don't want it to be over for Kendrick.
You think he really has waved the white flag? Or I mean, because it sounded like he was basically saying that like he was being dismissive about it, right?
No,
like he was like, I ain't fucking with you no more. But you're taking it as he was
Oh.
like, I don't want any more of this.
To me, it
Yeah, I
sounded
think-
like I'm not playing if you're going to cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, and he took his ball and left.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So
But-
if Kendrick comes back with another one, do you think Drake responds?
I think Drake still has to respond to like 2 other songs.
yeah.
No, I think it's
don't think he's going
it's
to.
a wrap. I think it's over.
It's over.
That's a bad note for him to end on.
I've never seen that, man.
Yeah, that
because
was-
even with the Pusha T shit, we left it to street politics. Like, damn, Pusha really, he got in your ass, but we didn't get an opportunity to hear
Yeah.
a real, like a real diss.
No, but you have to. It didn't just end on that song. What it ended with Drake being like, "Yeah, no, I got a better one, but no,
I don't even want to play. This is
because that's
boring.
how it really ended. It ended with Drake being like, "I got one, but like, nah."
Nah, it ended with him going and being friends with Kanye again and doing that fucking free Larry Hoover thing. That's how it ended.
So, okay, to me, Drake didn't come with as good of a song, and I'm talking about like a hit as Kendrick did.
I think that in my estimate, I think all of Drake's songs were all very like mid
Yeah.
because he withheld. I personally think when I listen to all of when I think about Drake, Drake pours his whole entire soul into music.
Yeah.
Right?
And he knows how to make hits.
And he knows how to make hits.
Yeah.
So no one is debating that. So when I listen to these diss songs that are aimed at K-Dot, he's holding back. He's withholding information.
Yeah.
He's withholding, which is affecting the overall product of his music, which I'm not used to, which tells me what? You weren't prepared for this. And you lied to us, and you were the bully, dog. Like, you were the one that were like, not just making music, you were doing memes, you were talking shit, like you were talking about caution signs and all types of weird shit.
He was doing Rick Ross shit. He was doing the meme shit.
So for me, I underwhelming on the behalf of Drake.
But you gotta love it. It is poetic to get beat at your own game.
I love it.
Because what we thought was, well, first of all, Kendrick doesn't do that. And then the craziest thing you can do on somebody is go back to back. And Kendrick went way crazier than back to back.
Yeah.
He went back to back.
But that's what's so
to back to back.
That's what's so crazy is that Drake already knows how big of an impact back to back was because it was like a hit song. People could sing along. It had a chorus.
And it was back to back.
And it was back to back.
And he didn't give us that.
do it.
He didn't give us that. He actually
The
let
fuck is wrong?
K-Dot do that with his last song. He gave K-Dot a fucking anthem.
Which brings me to my conspiracy theory.
What's that?
They're going on tour next summer.
I would love it.
The fact that the way Family Matters came out and the Grams came out so quickly,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, they're in cahoots together.
Yeah.
How are their songs related that
Right.
came out this quick?
Right.
That would be a different ending for hip hop for the first time though.
Yeah. Do you think I mean, that sounds cool and all, but like, do you think that's realistic?
Nah, because I don't think
I think they went too far.
No, it's not even that. I think Kendrick
Really doesn't
has
like Drake.
disliked this guy for
Yeah.
a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But before we wrap this up though,
Yeah.
I want your picks.
The picks?
Who won?
I think Kendrick won.
I think he won like 5-2.
Landslide, right?
I didn't even like all the songs, but I think the internet for sure decided that Kendrick won. And because he had more better songs, I think he won. Because he had the hits of the kind that I wanted.
I think the internet was
won to
biased
me.
for Kendrick, and he still won,
For sure.
even if they weren't.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Like, I think, like that, we can all agree that's the best one of the whole beef, right?
I don't know. Not Like Us is hard to me.
Not Like Us is
Okay,
fucking
'cause-
hard.
well,
I'm
that's
thinking of it from my DJ perspective. I
Yeah.
want shit that has replay value.
Yeah.
And none of the other joints.
You don't think
do I
Like
wanna
That has
hear.
replay?
No, Like That and Not Like Us are the
Yeah.
only two out of
Yeah.
the whole
Agreed.
shit
Yeah.
that anybody's going to want to hear.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, for the sake of argument, you just remove first person shooter and you remove
Like that?
Like That and say
Okay, fine.
Just to keep it to the solo songs.
Yeah, just solo
Sure.
stuff, right? Body
Then
of
it's
work.
definitely, then it's still Kenny.
Yeah.
By a landslide once you remove first person shooter.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
Like
fir-
Us is
the
crazy.
other thing that's fucked up about first person shooter is we'll never hear it the same anymore after after J. Cole did.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
apologizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't
it's
even
a good
hear it
song
anymore.
though still. But I feel you.
You know they're at the Dodgers game on Sunday chanting OVO?
I know we got to wrap this up, but we didn't even get to talk about some of the like what are the best lines?
I love the "Don't make me bring back Diddy" to see if Chubbs is really about crashing out,
Yeah.
right? And the thing about 100, you got 100 people on your payroll, and 20 of them essentially want to see you dead.
Yeah.
Don't like you.
That's a cold one.
It's crazy. The Parkinson's reference.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I missed that one. That's a good one.
You know? We don't want to hear you say nigga no more.
That shit people are going to be saying, I think, for a long time.
That shit.
The A minor?
The A minor's hard.
A minor is fucking hard.
A minor is very hard. Yeah.
I wasn't.
You didn't like it?
I liked it till it got hyped up.
Oh.
Just because it was like so basic.
You're like biased though. I know you it pains you to have to admit that Kung Fu Kenny won this.
That doesn't.
Because
No,
even
here's-
in real time when we were listening to this shit, you were being so objective, and I was like, bro, we're not even shooting a podcast. Shut the fuck up, man.
But here's why it doesn't pain me, because it wasn't like close or anything. It's
Yeah, it
easy.
wasn't close, yeah.
It wasn't like, yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit, man. Listen up. That'll do for today, man. What an amazing weekend, man. That really kind of like truly exemplifies hip hop and its relevance and its beauty when you think about art. So I want to give a huge shout out to Drake and Kendrick, man.
Yeah. I'm
Shout out-
tired.
Huh?
I'm tired.
I'm not tired. I keep listening to this
I was
shit,
tired
man.
by the end. I was like, fuck, it's a lot of shit to keep
No,
up
I
with.
was arguing
every
with
day.
everybody, man. I was FaceTiming everybody.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Hey,
Everyone.
shout out to Adam Silver though.
Yeah.
He made sure there wasn't no games distracting us. There's only 2 NBA games so we could focus.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to all of our supporters, man. As always, man, please share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, so we can all be friends, man. Until next time, man, the Two Truth Podcast. My brother Phil, my brother Miguel. Peace.
Peace.